This is why she hates your change at first. Now, when she tells you those dreadful words like, I think we might need to get a divorce, or I love you, but I'm not in love with you anymore. I don't feel I want to be here anymore, anything like that. What's our first reaction? Usually panic, dread, knees get weak, and it hurts. It hurts like hell. And then our next reaction is, well, shit, maybe if I go do all these things I know I should have been doing this whole time, it'll fix it. And then we go into action mode. We go into problem solving mode, what we do great as men. And we go start doing all those things that we knew we should have been doing that would have made her happy if we had done it earlier. And we just go start doing it because now we're like, oh, got a wake up call. Now that I realize how bad it is, of course I'm going to go do these things. If I knew you were going to leave because I didn't do these things, of course I would have done them. So we go do them, right? Okay, fair enough, logical. But what message does that send to her? It is that you could have been doing it this whole time, that you were fully capable of doing this and showing up. You just couldn't be bothered. You just didn't care enough about her to go do those things. And you were fully capable of doing it at any time. Now, if you flip that situation and you found out there was something you really wanted somebody to go do, and you've been asking and pleading for years just to find out that they could go do it, they just didn't care enough to do it, you'd be pissed. That's what's happening here. This is why when you go make those changes, she meets you with resistance or resentment, or just talks about how upset she is. Like, why are you doing this now? How am I supposed to respond to this? All those types of things. It comes from the realization that, oh, you just didn't care enough about me to go do it. Right. And this is what's happening. So, what's the solution? Before you go run off and go do all these things, first convey that you've had a wake up call, you've had an epiphany, and you realize that there's so many things that you should have been doing that you didn't, and then own and take responsibility for why you didn't do it. You know what? I dropped the ball. I could have been doing all these things and I didn't. I didn't appreciate you enough to go do these things. And what you just shared woke me up. It made me realize I care too much about you to let complacency, laziness, whatever, get in the way of us working, us being together. So I'm committing now to showing back up for you and doing those things. Conveying something like that, or whatever your version of that is, grounds the change. It gives her context instead of just sitting back and watching, being like, he could have done this whole time. He just didn't care on me. Fuck him. Essentially is what's happening, right? Now you're setting an upfront expectation so she knows it's coming and she has that knowledge. She has that frame. She has that understanding of where it's coming from. All right. So every man I talk to does this, and the reaction has been the same. So this is what I teach them to go do. And I want to give this to you now. So it's help save you from that trouble, help save you from some of that pain that comes from it. And even if you've already done and started doing this and already met with resentment, it's never too late to go have the conversation again. And also know that even if you don't have the conversation, you keep doing it long enough, this won't be a deal breaker one way or another, but it will make the journey much easier. All right. That's what I got for you today. Chat with you next time.